check out my new video game, Raven's Core, for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Analog Pocket. You can get it at forever8bit.com, link in the description. Thanks to the incredible developers over at Wii U Hacks.Guide, it just keeps getting easier and easier to mod your Nintendo Wii U. Shuffle some files over to your Wii U's SD card, access a website, and voila! The magic of Tiramisu takes over, and you have a modded Wii U. Come on, let me show you how to mod your Wii U system the right way. Let's go. You'll need to have an SD card for your Wii, and that card needs to be formatted in FAT32 format. I have a card link for you in the video description if you need one. And you'll need to have your Wii U system connected to the internet. This video is based on the wonderful guide over at Wii U Hacks.Guide. I've donated to the website and hope you'll consider doing the same. We're going to download everything that you need to copy over to your SD card all in one shot. All of this is linked for you in the video description also. This starts with Tiramisu. When it first launched earlier this year, you had to make a bunch of selections on the website. Now all you have to do is click the green Download Tiramisu button. Next up, you'll need the 01 Sigpatches file from the GitHub. Scroll down on the page to the Assets section and click on the 01 Sigpatches file to download it to your system. Next up, grab a copy of UFDiine. It allows you to block updates to your Wii U so you don't overwrite any custom firmware. Scroll down to Assets, then click to download the UFDiine zip file shown here. Blooper is really cool because it lets you pair standard Bluetooth controllers with your Nintendo Wii U. Scroll down to the Assets section and download the latest zip file shown here. HB App Store is a homebrew app store, and it gives you access to homebrew applications through an app store. Alright, let's slow the roll here for just a minute because you want to make sure you download the right thing from the list of choices. You want the one that says Wii U Extract to SD. Click on the zip file to download it to your computer. SaveMii lets you manage save game files on your Wii U system. Scroll down to the Assets section and click on the zip file to download it to your computer. And that is all you have to download anymore. Not too bad, is it? Everything you just downloaded is in zip format except for the Sigpatches file. Go ahead and extract all of the zip files inside your Downloads folder. Then you can delete each of the zip files once you're done in order to eliminate clutter out of your Downloads folder. Alright, I'm going to push the Downloads folder over to the left side of the screen, then insert the Wii U's SD card into the PC, and bring that window over to the right side of the screen. This way we can start drag and dropping things over to the Wii U's SD card. Putting things in the right place on the SD card is where you get the big win here. Start off by going into the Tiramisu folder you've downloaded. Drag everything that you see inside this folder and drop it onto the root of the SD card from your Wii U. Go back over to the Downloads folder and go back one level to the root of the Downloads folder. Next one up on the list is the UFDiine folder. Navigate to that folder and double-click into it. You'll see a Wii U subfolder inside that folder. Grab it and drag and drop it directly onto the root of the SD card. And if you're prompted, click on Merge to merge all of the files together. Go back one level back to the root of the Downloads folder. Next up, locate the blue pair folder and double-click into it. Inside that folder, grab everything that you see and drag and drop it directly onto the root of the SD card. And once again, merge any files if requested. Just like you've done in previous steps, go back one level to go back to the root of the Downloads folder. Next up is the Homebrew App Store. It's the one that says Wii U Extract to SD. Locate that folder and double-click into it. Just like in previous steps, grab the Wii U folder and drag and drop it directly onto the root of the SD card and merge files if requested. Go back one level to the root of the Downloads folder. Next folder on the list is SaveMii. Locate it inside the Downloads folder and double-click into it. This particular app does not live on the root. Here's what you need to do. Go over to the SD card and double-click into the Wii U folder. Inside that folder, you'll find a subfolder called Apps. Locate that folder and double-click into it. You'll find a list of several other apps we've already copied over here. All you have to do is drag and drop the SaveMii folder right into the Apps folder. Just be careful not to drop it into one of the subfolders. Drag it and drop it directly into the Apps folder itself. Click twice to go back to the root of the SD card, then click once to go back to the root of the Downloads folder. We've got this one Sigpatches file still here to deal with. Here's where it lives on the SD card. Navigate to the Wii U folder and double-click into it. Inside the Wii U folder, you'll find a subfolder called Extensions. Double-click on that folder. Inside the Extensions subfolder, you'll find a subfolder called Tiramisu. Locate that folder and double-click into it. There's a single subfolder to be found here called Modules. Locate it and double-click into it. Inside the Modules subfolder, there's a subfolder called Setup. Double-click into it, and this is where the Sigpatch's file needs to live. Just grab it and drag and drop it right into this subfolder. Now that everything's copied over, close out the File Explorer windows, insert the SD card into your Wii U system, and power on your Wii U. The exploit process begins with the Wii U browser. Locate it on the Home menu and click on it to launch the browser. From the Wii U touchpad, navigate to the following website, WiiUExploit.xyz. So that's WiiUExploit.xyz. It's also linked for you in the video description. With the address entered in, tap Go in the bottom right corner. On this website, tap the Run Exploit button, then hold the B button on the Wii U Gamepad. This will take you to a text-based payload launcher screen. You'll see an arrow on the left side that highlights your selection. Use the D-pad to scroll this arrow down to NAND Dumper and select it with the A button on the Wii U Gamepad. This process will create a backup of your Wii U system onto your SD card before you've modified your system. This way, if anything goes wrong in the modding process, you have a backup of your system as it sits now. To start the backup process, press the A button on the Wii U Gamepad. The process takes several minutes and you'll see a message similar to this one while the backup's being created. Once the backup process is complete, you'll be taken back to the Wii U main menu automatically. Just like you did in the previous step, you'll need to launch the Wii U Internet browser. Navigate to it on the home screen and click on it to launch the browser once again. And just like in the previous step, go back to WiiUExploit.xyz. This time, when you tap Run Exploit, press and hold the X button on the Wii U Gamepad. This time, you'll be taken to what's called the Environment Loader. You'll see a blue highlight border around your selection. Make sure the blue border has Installer highlighted and select it with the A button to continue. From the new menu, make sure that Check is highlighted with the arrow and select it with the A button. In the next submenu, make sure the highlight arrow is on Install/Update and select it with A. Read the message on screen, then use the D-pad to scroll the highlight down to Install and select it with the A button to continue. Once this installation process is complete, you'll see a message to press A to shut down your system. Do that and then power your system back on to return to the Wii U main menu. What's really cool is now you can load the environment loader without having to go through the web browser. You can just use the Health and Safety app. Click on it and hold the X button on the Wii U Gamepad, and you'll find that you're right back at the environment loader and you don't have to go through the browser this time. Pretty cool. Just like in the previous step, select Installer with the A button. Select Check with the A button again, but this time with the submenu that appears, use the D-pad to scroll the highlight down to Boot Options and select it with the A button. The only option you'll have here is Switch to Payloader, which is exactly what you want to do. Select it with the A button to continue. Once this process is complete, press the A button to shut down your Wii U, but this time it should boot directly into the environment loader as soon as you power on the system. We're going to set things up so that Tiramisu, your custom firmware, will load automatically every time you boot your Wii U system. To do this, use the D-pad to move the blue highlight down to Tiramisu and press the Y button on your Wii U Gamepad. This will place a highlight over the word Tiramisu. Once you have this highlight in place, press the A button on the Wii U Gamepad to continue. You'll get a big red splash screen that says that the update folder exists and that your system may not be blocking updates properly. Don't worry, we're about to fix this in the next step. All you need to do here is press the A button on the Wii U Gamepad to continue. You'll be presented with a menu to make a decision about your boot selection. To choose Wii U menu as the main boot selection, press the Y button on the Wii U Gamepad. This will place a highlight over the words Wii U menu. Once you have it highlighted, press the A button to launch into the Wii U menu. Let's take care of that big nasty red warning screen talking about not being able to block updates. To do this, you'll need to run the Homebrew launcher, and that's done by selecting Mii Maker from the Wii U main menu. See, now you have access to all of those applications you installed on your SD card earlier. To block updates so that your custom firmware isn't overwritten by an official software update, navigate to the listing for UFDiine and click on it. The instructions tell you simply to press A to enable or disable updates. To start the program, click on Load in the bottom left corner to continue. To block updates from overwriting your custom firmware, press the A button on the Wii U Gamepad. If you ever want to re-enable these updates, just press A again to create the Updates folder and system updates will resume normally. Once you've blocked system updates, press the Home button on the Wii U Gamepad to go back to the Homebrew launcher. Remember how you backed up your system to your SD card? Let's go create a backup of your backup. Power off your Wii U system, remove the SD card, and put it back in your computer. It's fine to have your Wii U system files backed up on your SD card. but it's important to back them up in a secondary location also, just in case that SD card gets compromised. I have the Wii U SD card on the left side, and on the right side, I'm going to create a new folder and call it Wii U Backup. Go over to the Wii U SD card and drag and drop everything on the card into this folder. This way you have a complete backup of your Wii U system not only before you install the custom firmware, but after. Now that everything's set up, you can go over to your Downloads folder, select everything that you downloaded for this process, and delete it. Remember, of course, it is still backed up in the recycle bin should you need it. Put your SD card back in your Wii U, and now you can learn how to play GameCube games natively on your Wii U, no discs needed. I look forward to seeing you over there in that video.